I've reviewed dozens of HealthShare programs and only one truly stood out. If you've been looking into HealthShares yourself, you already know there are a lot of options out there. Some are faith-based, some are secular, and others sound great at first until you dig into the details. And look guys, it's a lot to sort through. But after doing all my research, I found the one that made the most sense for us, and that's Zion HealthShare. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly why, what makes Zion HealthShare different, how my experiences have been with them over the last 4 years, and why I feel completely confident recommending them. Now, if you're new here, I'm Holly, and I've spent years studying HealthShare programs. I personally reviewed dozens of member guidelines, read countless member reviews, and even compared prices, benefits, and limitations across nearly every major HealthShare in the country. So when I say Zion HealthShare outshines the rest, it's not based on a gut feeling. It's based on deep research, real experience, and a lot of side-by-side comparisons. First, let's talk about what it takes to join Zion HealthShare. Faith-based HealthShares have something called a statement of faith, and that's where you agree to specific denominational beliefs, interpretations of the Bible, or how often you attend church. You may even need your pastor to sign something every year to say whether you are in good standing in order to continue your membership with your HealthShare. So that's where Zion HealthShare is different. Instead of a statement of faith, they have something called their principles of membership. Members agree that they believe in a higher power and commit to living an honest, ethical lifestyle. Things like avoiding illegal drugs, steering clear of excessive alcohol use, and taking personal responsibility for their health. And of course, they agree to be a part of a community that helps share one another's medical costs. I love this approach because it opens the door for people from all walks of life, people of many different faiths, to be a part of the community. It feels very welcoming and more inclusive. And for me personally, even though Zion HealthShare is considered a secular or non-religious HealthShare, their principles still line up with my Christian values. Next, let's talk about cost, because that's a big one for most of us. While I think other HealthShares are trying to be helpful by offering lower cost options, it can sometimes set people up for frustration, especially those who are just trying to save money on their monthly contribution. And here's what I mean. Most HealthShares have different programs or levels of sharing available. On the cheapest plan, you might only have $300,000 available to you if something major were to happen. And from what I've seen personally, you can reach that amount a lot faster than you'd think with surgeries or an extended hospital stay. I also see some programs with really high member responsibility amounts. Most people don't have $15,000 or more sitting around if something big happens, and that can make a tough situation even harder. And then there's the issue of unlimited sharing or not. With many HealthShares, you either have to pay extra for it or wait until you've been a member for a certain amount of time before it kicks in. Again, I think they're trying to be helpful with this, but the truth is most people don't read or fully understand the member guidelines before they join, and I would hate for them to find out the hard way that they don't have unlimited sharing available to them. And serious medical needs come when you least expect them. That's why I appreciate how Zion HealthShare handles it. Every member, no matter what, has unlimited sharing right away. There's no add-on, there's no upgrade fee, there's no waiting period. Zion HealthShare just keeps it pretty simple. They offer 3 different IUAs, the highest being only $5,000, and you can choose what works best for your budget. I chose the 1,000 IUA, and even with that lower amount, the monthly contribution is still amazing for the value you get with it. This is how it should be, at least in my opinion. To me, it's the right thing to do for everyone. Now, I know I just said that Zion HealthShare doesn't have complicated levels or tiers like other HealthShares, and that's true, but they do have 2 different membership types that give members a little flexibility depending on their situation. The first is the direct membership, which most people know about and sign up for. In addition to cost sharing for large medical needs, it does include preventive sharing, telemedicine, and prescription discounts. The second is the essential membership, which is really created for employers to offer their employees. It starts out focused on the large unexpected medical needs, basically just the cost sharing side of it, but employees can add on preventive sharing if they want those extra benefits. Now here's why that matters for you and me. The essential membership is also a great fit for people who have a direct primary care or DPC membership. If you're getting your preventive care through your DPC doctor, you don't necessarily need all the preventive benefits that come automatically with the direct membership. So if you're a DPC member, you can join Zion HealthShare's Essential membership instead. You'll use your DPC for your everyday healthcare needs, and then your HealthShare steps in for the big unexpected medical events. And that's exactly what I did. In 2024, I switched from the direct membership to the Essential membership when our family joined a DPC. Now, our family's DPC membership cost a little over $200 a month, and when I added that to my Essential membership with Zion HealthShare, the total cost for both memberships was only about $50 more than what I was already paying for the direct membership alone. But now my family has a DPC doctor we can reach out to anytime we need, plus the protection of Zion HealthShare for the major medical needs. And with both memberships combined, we're still paying less than half of what traditional health insurance would cost us. It's a huge win for HealthShare members who also want a DPC membership. It makes both memberships affordable and gives you a much better healthcare experience overall. And here's something interesting. I recently spoke to one of the major HealthShares and asked if they had any kind of program or membership designed for people who have a DPC membership. And they had no idea what I was even talking about. Zion HealthShare is definitely ahead of the curve when it comes to direct primary care. And beyond cost and flexibility, there's one more thing that really sealed the deal for me, and honestly, it might be the most important reason of all, and that's the member experience. Zion HealthShare has earned a reputation for truly taking care of their members. They're incredibly responsive. The first time I submitted a large medical need, I accidentally sent a regular bill instead of an itemized one, but they reached out right away, told me exactly what they needed, and once I sent it over, everything was handled quickly. And when it comes to Zion HealthShare paying for medical bills, they're just as impressive. Every time I've had a sharing request, I've received my reimbursement within about 2 weeks of submitting my receipts and itemized bills. It means they're not making you chase reimbursements for months or leaving you wondering when the bills will get paid, and that's huge. And it's not just me. I've heard from plenty of other members who've had the same kind of experience. Quick help, clear communication, and genuine care. So at the end of the day, here's why I joined Zion HealthShare and why I've stayed with them. They make it easy to be part of a community that shares the same basic values: honesty, responsibility, and helping each other, without putting up barriers about what you have to believe. Their pricing just makes sense. It's affordable, it's fair, and it doesn't come with hidden limits or extra fees for unlimited sharing. They're DPC friendly, which I love because pairing a direct primary care membership with Zion HealthShare gives my family amazing access to care for less than half the cost of traditional health insurance. And their member experience, it's on another level. They're responsive, personal, and fast, exactly what you hope for when you need help the most. When you put it all together, the values, the price, the flexibility, and the way they treat their members, it's just hard imagining going back to traditional insurance or even switching to another HealthShare. If you're ready to see what Zion HealthShare could look like for you, click the link right below this video to get a quote. It's pretty quick, it's simple, and you don't have to enter in any contact information just to check the numbers. It could completely change the way you handle healthcare for your family, just like it did mine, and I can't wait for you to experience the difference too.